Hey, how's it going, guys? It is John here, and in this tutorial, I'm going to go through an entire video ad breakdown. This ad specifically has gone super viral for the client, and I wanted to just show you, number one, the sequence, the thought process behind it, and the actual timeline. So you can see how I arrange my clips and a winning viral format sequence timeline. And so on the left, obviously we have our video. I'm going to preview it for you. On the right, I actually have the breakdown here, which you can easily follow in the sequence. And so let's just jump straight into it. But before I get into the actual edit, the company is called 3 Spirit. They are a non-alcoholic alternative for people who are trying to be sober, who are trying to find an alternative solution that's like natural. But basically this product, this drink, gives you a natural buzz without the hangover, right? So there's no actual alcohol in it, and people love it. People love the taste. And so the brand itself, you know, they hired me as an editor, or at least the agency that they're working with, and they have a ton, and I mean a ton of content and a ton of UGC, a ton of lifestyle, like so much stuff that almost is like overwhelming, to be honest. And but let me just kind of show you, like they work with tons of influencers. So I had to go through and sift through all their footage and basically find the gold, find the nuggets. And I think that's really where the most important part of starting an edit, especially like this, which is a UGC mashup of the best clips, is sorting and filtering through all of your footage first. So I would say, like, if I hadn't done that, then I don't think I would have been able to create as successful of a video if I hadn't studied the assets that I'm working with. So as an editor, number one, you've got to scrub through your footage, collect all the pieces, and I'll just kind of show you what that looks like from a timeline perspective. But I basically will start off and just dump everything into here, and then start to like pick and choose the shots that I like. And I'll either raise them up like this on my timeline as, okay, this is potentially a good shot. So I can go back and, you know, because you want to do this kind of fairly quickly, right? You don't want to spend too much time like organizing it yet. And then the next step I'll do is I will actually go in here and start to label them as like, okay, this could be a potential hook. This is a reaction shot. This is a product shot. This is a call to action. So I'll use these basic adjustment layers to kind of create my own categorization. And this is very helpful. That way I can just kind of go back and forth between my timeline and locate the shots that I need. Here's another example of that. You know, hook reactions. These are kind of the things I'm looking for, like reactions, any visual things. Like if you go through this, you're just going to find out like, whoa, these are all like really crazy looking things. They either say something crazy or it looks crazy. These are the things that are actually going to grab attention, right? So you'll know as an editor, like I always focus on the hook first, like focus on the scroll stopper first, because if that's not engaging enough, then your video is going to flop. And you have to be able to discern that as an editor, like what is the most valuable shot that we can use to grab attention. And it doesn't matter, you know, what you're editing for. You know, I don't care if it's B2B, I don't care if it's B2C, I don't care if it's for social media. Like, attention is the game. So you need to, if you have a ton of footage, you know, you have options. But if you don't have options, you have to create that attention yourself, whether, you know, through movement, through graphics, through arrows. And yeah, so let's just jump into this really quick. Yes, here it is. So first and foremost, we have our scroll stopper. Okay, this is number one in our sequence. And basically, I found this clip of this. I'll just play it.
How to get tipsy without booze.
Oh, yes!
All right. So as you can see here, like there's so much happening from this one scene. And, you know, this clip I think was just so eye-catching because she and her background looks just kind of so colorful and like over the top.
How to get tipsy without booze.
Yes.
You can see her authentic reaction right there. She's actually like surprised. She's looking at it. She's like, what the heck is going on? And she actually cusses, right? And so I added a bleep here and an emoji because it's just even more engaging. I added this little slow zoom, keyframe that a little bit just so I can get her reaction. Because, you know, the name of the game is emotions, and we're trying to just capture that, right? We're trying to just pull people in as much as we can, and human emotions are going to get you there. So yeah, this was originally a 9:16, so I kind of added that blur background behind it. I'll just take this, scale it out, add a Gaussian blur behind it. And so another thing to realize is I do have, these are all my hooks. These are all our, like we tested all these text overlay hooks, and we also have voiceover hooks. So this is how I do my hooks. I'll just layer them all into this first 4 seconds, and then I'll either mute them or I will disable them as I export. So having a text overlay with an audio hook to match it is like double the sensory input, right? It's double the attention. So I'm really trying to layer as much information, as much stimulation in this first 3 seconds. And what we learned is that this video outperformed any other videos that we had because the hook was just so strong.
How to get tipsy without booze.
Yes.
I introduce to you 3 Spirit.
Okay, fantastic. Let's break this down really quick. So we have this hook, all right? And we have the scroll stopper, which is the intention is to literally just stop the scroll. All right. So boom, I've got your attention. Now I want to hook you in. All right. Like, I think this is very important. Hooks and scroll stoppers they mean 2 different things, at least for me. And we want to keep them like curiosity. We want to keep that curiosity going. So the headline I chose, the internet is going crazy for these magical mocktails. I have not revealed what this is yet. Right. So that's kind of where the curiosity is, like, well, what is this thing, right? We haven't even mentioned the product yet. And then here I did a split screen with 2 people dancing. You're like, what could potentially this be, right?
I introduce to you 3 Spirit.
And here we go. Like this piece of content right here was really nice because she introduced the product, and I thought that was it was like a perfect placement for it. And this is like her titles and everything too. So that puts us into the product introduction. I introduced you 3 Spirit. And then what I did here is I wanted to increase the social proof and the, like, just show off that like so many people have tried this thing, and just trying to build that hype. Like, that's really what I was trying to get at, is like, okay, there's this thing. Whoa, people are reacting to it. You know, hundreds of people are like dancing for it and getting excited. And now let's introduce the product in a big way.
3 Spirit, 3 Spirit, 3 Spirit.
Boom. Okay, so there's a lot happening here. I'm introducing the product, number 1. Okay, now I'm showing social proof. I'm having people say the name 3 Spirit all at the same time, right? It's just like extra, I don't know what you want to call it. Just
3 Spirit, 3 Spirit.
So here is where I actually added their authority, right? So we go into social proof. Now I'm showing that they've been featured in other things. Like, we are just hyping the crap out of this product right now. And so I have all of these different press seals. And if you have AdsRx, you can get these logos in there real quick. So that was kind of my whole thing. All right, now we've established that this thing has social proof, has authority. Let's talk about the benefits, right? So now we jump into the benefits, and I found that this UGC line was just a killer one. you know, just going straight into the taste profile. Like we found out that like people love the taste of this thing, and that's one of the biggest reasons why they want to try it, or reasons why they continue to buy it as a customer.
It's delicious. I didn't think I could be more obsessed with Three Spirit, but I am.
And if you can see here, like let me just open up this nest. I added these titles,
Three Spirit, but I am.
and I'm trying to keep the attention going. Like I'm trying to add a cut. I'm trying to add something different every time, so that, you know, we're not getting bored. Like every 2 seconds, every 1 to 2 seconds, like I'm making a cut, or I'm changing this. Or I'm changing the scene in some way.
Three Spirit, but I am.
All right, so here is when I actually like talk about the product features. All right, so Three Spirit drinks are non-alcoholic and made of herbal botanicals. And here's when I actually start to break down the 3 different drinks that they offer, because this ad is sending to a collection page, or I'm sorry, a bundle page, where they're trying to sell all 3 to increase their AOV. So what I did was just, you know, product 1, product 2, product 3, and that's basically the format for the next sequence.
I needed a quick pick-me-up, and Livener is perfect for that. Made with botanicals that give you a natural buzz.
So this one's the social elixir, and it has green tea, it has lion's mane, tulsi, some B vitamins, and it tastes really good.
Calming nightcap is my favorite, made with plants like ashwagandha and valerian root that are so relaxing. So it gives that same benefit as wine, just without the hangover.
All right, there's a lot going in there right now. Let me just lower this because we don't need this right now. There's definitely a lot happening, because this is where we're trying to convey the key benefits and the key features. We don't want to like throw anything in there that's not necessary information. So I wanted to just kind of make this as like in your face as possible.
Is perfect for that.
There's a lot of variety of UGC that they have, so I wanted to kind of show the breadth of the types of people, the types of consumers that are taking this product. But I'm also focusing on what they're saying. And, you know, the ultimate, each product has a different benefit. So Livener is like more energy based, so I wanted to show that aspect. I wanted to bring that out in the narrative.
The Livener is perfect for that. Made with botanicals that give you a natural buzz.
So yeah, natural buzz, like things like these little keywords that are, you know, triggering them in their head, like, oh, that sounds fun.
So this one's the social elixir, and it has green tea, it has lion's mane, tulsi, some B vitamins, and it tastes really good.
So one thing about this shot right here is I'm actually, you know, I'm using her testimonial as the actual voiceover. But because, you know, it's a testimonial to testimonial, it's not that exciting. I overlaid it with a ton of different B-roll shots that are related to this product, just to kind of keep it interesting. You're allowing the narration to happen, but you're visually being stimulated at the same time.
Social elixir, and
Like you can see the cuts right here. Like there's,
it has green tea, it has lion's.
this is another little thing that I found was cool, which was like adding the ingredients to the bottom there, just kind of happening at the same time. I'm also speeding up my clips a lot, as you can tell right here. This one is 600% sped up,
Green tea, it has lion's mane,
just because I can get more out of the footage that way.
tulsi, some B vitamins, and it tastes really good.
Okay, so moving on to product 3, you know, introducing the product.
Nightcap is my favorite.
Completely different vibe. This product specifically is to like make you chill out. So I wanted the shots to be less, you know, in your face, less dramatic.
Made with plants like ashwagandha and valerian root that are so relaxing. So it gives that same benefit as wine, just without the hangover.
And so another thing too is, yeah, I'm using different pieces of UGC lines to create this story. I think this is the key is like finding a story within the UGC if you're doing a UGC mashup like this. So moving on,
The hangover.
we've gotten through product benefit 1, 2, and 3. Next, I'm going to throw in authority in there as well. So if you have any opportunity to include authority, I highly recommend it. If there's any press features, if there's any interviews, if there's anything you've been featured on a magazine or a news article or on a TV show, this stuff, people really respond to that because they trust it. And so if they've seen that you've had some sort of publicity, like leverage that as much as you can. And in this case, they've been ranked for having award-winning flavor. And that's one thing that I wanted to just kind of like drill home. These guys have done the work.
Feels like Christmas in a box.
They've really mastered the mixing of adaptogenic herbs to give you that buzz without the alcohol.
I know that I'm putting good things in my body as opposed to booze.
It gives me that oomph that I'm looking for. It's delicious.
I am super psyched about mocktails now. Who would have thought? I highly recommend 3 Spirit.
All right. So the final part to this video is a UGC social proof mashup. Because there's so much, UGC that they have so many testimonials. I wanted to make each one specific to a particular objection or a particular pain point or benefit, and just kind of get that variety of perspectives about the product. That's going to trigger something in their mind like, hey, like if it's one piece of a line that they say that resonates with the customer or the viewer, like that's all the reason that they're going to buy. So we want to create that opportunity as much as possible for the wide audience. And yeah, that's just really what it comes down to.
Feels like Christmas in a box.
So another thing here is I added this call to action, overlay. And this is a really good opportunity because most of the people, they're not going to make it this far into the video. If they have, you want to nudge them in the right direction, right? So there's a lot happening in this product overlay right here. So you can see I have the bundle here. I have a call to action, try 3 Spirit. I have the actual offer, free shipping on orders over $90. I have another call to action with an arrow pointing down because the CTA is down here in this corner on Facebook. There's just a lot, and I'm trying to get as much information to the viewer, like kind of subconsciously, so that they can take action. And when they do take action, it's going to be a good reason to do it. So
To give you that
Know that I'm putting good things in my body.
yeah, so this is your standard mashup of different testimonials, but I wanted to include like different faces and different reactions.
About mocktails now. Who would have thought? I highly recommend 3 Spirit.
I always like to end it with like a recommendation, so it feels like it's a solid end.
Who would have thought? I highly recommend 3 Spirit.
And then lastly, I had the call to action, just a simple image, lifestyle image that they have, or product photography image, and a call to action here. And essentially that's it. So this whole, sequence was definitely, I would say, a more complex one. This is definitely useful if you have a lot of different assets. If you have press, if you have a lot of UGC, if you have lifestyle, if you have, this is a brand that is investing a lot in their content. And so if you have a client, if you work with somebody who does, like this I would totally follow. Like you can run this ad anywhere, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, or probably not TikTok. TikTok, you'd have to probably edit this down to be more TikTok-y, because this is more of like a, it's a mashup. I would call it like, we call these things like viral mashups, but it's a hype video, right? So that was the entire video. I hope you gained some value from this one, and I will break down a second viral video for you in the next video. All right. Thanks guys for watching.